All right. All right. So basically, you have a liquid token, which is the INIT, and you have the ESInit token. So what it does here is step one, when I hold this token, I can either trade it or I can go vote, go stake it and lock it. If I lock it for four years, which I did, I'll get voting power. And when I get voting power, I can go to here, which is essentially what you mentioned on gauging power.
So basically, like, yes, Init itself is the liquid token. That token is used for gas, and Initia, the L1, employs rollups to utilize that liquid token within their application or their rollup. So having incentives and activities that use the Init token is something that goes into the VIP allocation. The amount of Init on your application goes into that. And there's also gas on those rollups. Gas on the rollups can be used in Init or USDC or another token, but we will be incentivizing part of VIP is that rollups will use Init as an option for gas. So maybe a user has USDC and Init in their account, they can use either for gas. So that's the liquid token, and it's also employed in just general governance. So each stage there is ESInit, that is the escrowed init, that is distributed by the L1 to the rollup. So that is 25% of the total init supply is basically earmarked for rewards. And the pool of that token, so let's just say for this epoch, there's 550,000 tokens. So the pool of 500,000 tokens is split between rollups based on the amount of inits they have on their rollup and the gauge vote from the community. That's one kind of like, that's one level. So then that ESInit is distributed to the rollups, and the rollups basically take an operator commission rate. So they take a percent for operating, and they distribute to users based on the score that users have. So there are some rollups that have a 0% commission. There are some that have like 5 or 10%. But this, and maybe you can pop this on screen. I'm going to send it to you on Telegram. This is a good graphic. So the ESInit is the reward token you receive.
Oh, I was sorry to draw this.
Yeah. So the ESInit token is just the reward token. That's what you can think about it, a locked reward token. And the liquid token itself is obviously something that users are trading and that users are doing for governance. And there's a lot of syncs to that token itself, and like the broader init token. Having a bunch of it on the rollups, having it be used as gas, those different elements are the kind of like syncs for the liquid init token. And then the ESInit token is the reward token that gets distributed every 2 weeks, every epoch, and that is locked, vested linearly over a year. And one thing to remember for the ESInit token is that it is distributed to users in the locked state, and users must maintain the VIP score each stage to fully vest it. If you kind of fault on your VIP score, you don't completely lose it all, but a portion of it will get lost.
Get slashed, yeah.
Can you remind me how you get the VIP score again?
So the VIP score is determined by the rollup's activity. So for instance, this is a good image to put as an example. So this is one of the users that was using Kamagachi. So you could see they have this, I sent it to you on Telegram.
Okay.
So they have this last stage score. So the last epoch, they had a score of 109. So the ESInit, the application of the chain for Kamagachi, is setting a minimum required score of 54,000 this second stage in order to continuously unlock their the ESInit.
Got it. So you just have to do on-chain activities that is being set by the app chain in order to continuously maintain your VIP score and make sure that you don't get slashed on your locked ESInit.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it slashing, but it might be a good way to think about it. You just kind of lose a proportion of your lock tokens. But so you get those lock tokens and you're like, okay, what can I do with these lock tokens? They're locked. I understand I have to keep doing stuff. So those locked tokens is where like vote power comes in. So basically, in order to get voting power, you need to be staking ENIT and the enshrined liquidity. And ENIT, from staked ENIT in the LP token pair, basically.
Yep.
That's where you get voting power. So once you get ESInit, you can zap it into the USDC ENIT enshrined liquidity pool, and that gives you voting power as well as yield on your lock or your ESInit token. So I might try and say that a little bit smoother. So you get ESInit tokens, you zap them into the enshrined liquidity pool. That gives you voting power that you can take to the Gauge voting page, and you can vote on which pools you want to receive more rewards for the next epoch. So the game theory is kind of like, again, you're just incentivizing the action that you want to do.
But
so if you look at that ESInit player, right? That ESInit player is he's playing Kamagachi. He's earning a bunch of money from playing Kamagachi. It was like his last epoch, it was like 600% APR, and he's estimating like 1,200 for the next epoch. He's going to take the ESInit that he just got, that 3007 number, zap it into the USDC ENIT liquidity pool, and he will get voting power, and he'll tie that voting power to ESInit because maybe he likes the game. Maybe he wants ESInit to continue to get more rewards because that will increase his total gains.
But assuming if VIP score is basically based on the DApp that picks what action or what score is to maintain a VIP score, it can be TVL, it can be fees, it can be something, right?
Yes, so those changes to the action are very minimal. They don't really change. The applications are incentivized not to change the action they are rewarded.
I see. Because I was just thinking maybe I can be like, if I'm like, when I realize a lot of people are holding ESInit on me, I'll be like, hey, you need X amount of trading volume on this token to maintain your VIP score, forcing people to trade for the sake of getting VIP score to vest their token.
So I mean, you can imagine like a perps protocol might do that. A perps protocol might say, hey, we need you guys to do volume, or maybe they're a perps protocol that needs more liquidity. That is a possibility in terms of the incentive, but there's some like wording I want to kind of explain for how the scoring is chosen. So all the scoring is transparent. So it's listed and published on their whitelisting proposal for VIP.